that, buddy. P1 right there.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome back from a 2-week vacation, or a week vacation we had here in the No-Toe series. Happy belated Father's Day to all you dads out there. We're back live here at Michigan International Speedway. Joining me to boost tonight is Mr. Adams. What is going on, man?
Oh, not too much. I've been waiting all day to see how this Gen 4 race is going to go today. It seems like we've got a decent-sized field, at least from what I've seen personally, so I'm looking forward to some good racing tonight.
You've been waiting all day to watch the race. I've been waiting all day to see if the motherboard fixed the issue I've been having with the bugginess under caution, so let's hope it did. But no shocker here. Benjamin Nelson leading the charts. Johnny Brugg looking to go. I think he got second, so he's looking to go 5 straight podium finishes here tonight.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody else can really give him a run for his money tonight. I'm putting my money down on TJ Warren, putting in some good laps here tonight, being up at the front.
Yeah, and let's wait for someone to go out on track. Wait for Warren or Brugg, or who was second? Constrick was second, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and ride on board here with Mr. Constrick, and just give you an idea on how difficult these cars are to handle here. Give me a second. I gotta do something I forgot to do. Turn that off. Turn that down a little bit. Alright, there we go. Don't want to hear driver chat. That would be no bueno. We are family friendly, and when we race, emotion gets the better of us, and we do not say family friendly things. So the first thing I'm seeing is it looks like this car is plowing tight entering the corners. Saw Concert have a little bit of trouble there, and he's actually going to reset here and go at it again. So we'll go ahead and ride on board with Christian. Let's see how he does for his first lap here. Oh! Christian banging the wall. People having issues here at qualifying early on. So he's going to reset. I don't see Nelson on track yet. Let's go ahead and ride on board with one of the rookies we have here tonight. Jacob Black making his no-toe debut. A little bit off the track time. And James, one thing I am noticing already, just ride on board. They are either plowing tight or ice skating loose.
Yeah, I've had my eyes on
Justin, not James.
here. I'm seeing the same thing.
That's gonna be very interesting. I actually just did a race with the Next Chance at New Hampshire, and it felt the same way. You were either plowing tight or ice skating loose. Nelson putting in a quick time. Mr. Michael Nash right behind him. Johnny Brugg out on track. Let's see how he does in his qualifying laps. Pretty small field here tonight. We usually get about 25 drivers. Only got 19 out here tonight. As I forgot to load in the point standings. I knew I was forgetting something. So we'll just run down them real quick. I knew I was forgetting something. So just a quick view on your point standings. Johnny Brugg leading the way at 164 points. Then you got Jess Traub 14 behind him. Jaden Constrick in third. Alex Chase in fifth. And Benjamin Nelson round out your top 5 in points. Keep in mind the worst 2 weeks are dropped, just like in the Cup Series. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, but I think after race 5 is when they start dropping races, correct?
I think it's you just basically just kind of take like in totality, so like finish up the season and then see what your last ones were or your worst races are. At least that's what I would do, because then, well, if I drop this week but now I'm worse next week, then you just kind of keep sliding them off.
So
I would just wait to the end of the season. But
Here's the funny thing, though. If they do drop 2 worst races, and that's what we're looking at, the 2 races that are dropped for Johnny is the race he missed and his second place finish. So he had 3 wins scored right now. That's 5 races in, though.
Well, I mean, I'd take 3 wins anytime. Any time
Right.
of the year. Any time of the year, any discipline, give me 3 wins. I just want a top 10. Okay.
Right? I'm content with the top 10. I'm racing out here with these guys.
Oh man, I just want to be on the lead lap too. Come on, man.
Actually, yeah, the one he posted was what I was just looking at. Okay. I think qualifying's over. Everyone's put a lap in. I want to put a lap in. Yep, there it goes. So real quick, actually, we got 21 guys in here. Okay. So real quick, let's go over our starting lineup here tonight. Your starting lineup: Benjamin Nelson getting that pole position of 38.02. Outside of him will be Jaden Constark. Row 3, you'll have Mr. Johnny Brugg, the man that's on a really hot streak as of late, Grant Fisher. Row 3, you'll have Michael Nash and Jess Traub. Row 4, Mitchell Williams and Jonathan Absher. Row 5, Craig Martin. Oh, Lord. Sayoban Ortega? I don't know how to say that first name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering names. Row 6, you have Kendall Kerr and TJ Warren. Going on to row 7, Jonathan Atkins and Christian Loxton. Row 8, Josh Corner and Nick Sosha. Row 9, Jacob Black, Roy Hyde. Row 10, Philip Smith and Bart Hoek. And around the field, you got row 11 with Robert Goetz. Oh, now my track map's not wanting to work. There it goes. Well, while we got these guys gridding up real quick, we got a decent caution lap. Let's go ahead and pull down the professor himself and get the professor's point of view on this race. What is going on, Benjamin?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man, watching you guys practice and qualify, noticing a couple things. It looks like you guys are either plowing tight or wicked loose off the corner. Is that how the car's feeling so far?
Yeah, so it's only tight on initial entry, sort of like right when you let off the gas. When you get in the gas again, it's loose as crap. So it's fun, but it's definitely a challenge to drive.
Now, I am going to have to give you some crap here. You changed your number on me, man. I was getting so used to you in that number, and now I'm going to get used to you in the 79. I hate you right now.
Well, I had someone paint me somewhat, this scheme that's, I don't know if you see it or not. It's like green and red.
The Mountain Dew scheme. I see it.
Okay, yeah. So I had someone paint that for me. Nick Crawford, one of my good buddies. But anyway, he wanted to do a stamp number. So I was like, okay, but I don't think I should have a triple digit. So I just picked 79.
I do like how you went with the Everham Racing 9. Now it looks really cool on that car. But good luck tonight, man. Hopefully talk to you at the end of this race. I know you're trying to bounce back from that really rough race you had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, don't mention that one. Thank you.
All right, good luck. Okay, I gotta switch something real quick. I don't like how fast it's going through this.
Yes, Josh, you are correct. This is definitely going to be a grudge match between Johnny and Nelson. That's for sure. It's going to be a slugfest, and let's just see who comes out on top here as the pace car rolls off of Ford down pit lane.
There's Barney holding that green flag.
Green, green, green.
Green is out, and also this will be testing my new motherboard out. Hopefully we got rid of that jumpiness we've been having really all season long. early on. Nelson out to that early lead on the inside. I'm kind of wondering what lines can prevail here early on, inside or outside, as Jaden Coster looking to the inside. Johnny Brugg looking to the outside, coming out of turn 2.
Just depends on who's going to link up with who to push. And we already have a car into the inside wall.
It's the 822 of Craig Martin, and Craig Martin has a ton of damage on that car. Oh, Lord.
Yep, he is missing the entire front end.
Go back and see if we can't see what happened there with Mr. Craig Martin. Oh, it looks like he just went low. Let's get another view of this. Went up high. Oh, he went low to avoid the 161 in the wall. The 21 was there, and
yellow flag is out.
Round he went. We got a yellow flag out. SEK's not telling me. Oh, wow. A lot of people involved in this one. Philip Schmidt involved. Jess Traub, TJ Warren, all involved in this wreck. Oh, that started up there with the 24 Traub. Goes back and see what happened here to Jess. He got on the gas and it just looped him. Hits the grass trying to save it. Locking it down. Oh, and the 6, nowhere to go. And here in the 84. Also, this is the first race we have broadcasted since the new damage model. But keep an eye out on that, as these cars have turned into basically paper after that damage model.
Yeah, you blow on these things the wrong way, and you're probably missing a bumper.
Let's go right on board here with Mr. TJ Warren and look at what he saw. It's just, nowhere for him to go. Oh, who smacked him at the end of that? Was that Philip?
Yeah, I'm trying to...
What number is Philip? He's a new guy, so I don't know his number quite yet. I apologize. He's a 784. Yeah, right here. And so this is what I was talking about. I'll pause this here in a bit. Right here. I'll pause this and we'll go to a rear chase. Before, that would not be like that at all. You might have a couple scuff marks. So this is the new damage model in effect right here. So it's also going to make it interesting, as I think Craig's blinking for everyone. He's blinking for me. This is going to make it interesting because before, you could take a beat in these cars almost like the next gen, and you could not use a fast repair. Now you have 4 guys actually, that are probably down to quick fix. I imagine Jess Traub's going to take one here.
Yeah, the 784 took a hard hit.
Actually, Jess is opting to fix his damage. Interesting call there here early on by Jess, especially at a place like Michigan, where, I mean, you can hop into a bottom split race in officials and it can go green to checkered because there's so much room to race here. Oh, and his car's a Dodge Charger. I love that even more now, Mr. Nelson. Huge Dodge guy.
I don't know though. I don't know if this one is gonna go the distance, and the reason why is because we've already had a spinner on the first lap, and now this one here. So there might be a couple more cautions to go. Where if he plays his cards right, he'll stay on the lead lap and get his repairs done.
Well, I will say this: that's the first caution that I've been able to watch this season. So I think the new motherboard fixed the issue.
Oh boy, that's brutal.
So here's the funny thing, right? I got my new motherboard in 2 days after the last time we broadcast, and I was waiting to do it because I'm waiting for more money to come in, and I didn't want to deal with driver updates. I'm like, man, I'm gonna replace the motherboard. I'm gonna stress for driver updates. I put the dang thing in, and it already updated. And I'm like, I could have done this 2 weeks ago. Are you kidding me? I was like, what the hell?
Well, you tried anyway.
Well,
You at least had a contingency plan ready to go if it wasn't the case.
Yep. And this is no shocker here. These two guys have been going at it all season long, and we have yet to have a race decided by more than 5/10.
Now I was trying to remember why I wasn't seeing everything that you were. It's because I need to fix this. Because it keeps going to update it and then doesn't do anything. So I need to just do a full reinstall of this.
Of what? Discord?
No, trading paints.
Oh, yep. So if anyone is watching and you iRace and you haven't been on in a while, you've been on since the update, the easiest way to deal with this trading paints, that issue's been going on since the update, delete it and reinstall it. That's what I had to do.
Yeah, that's what I have to do right now. So do that while we're still under caution here, even though it's almost over.
We got 12 people in chat. Race restart is on the leader. Seeing Nelson goes. Hitting that loud pedal to enter the Geico restart zone. Gets a great jump. Jaden Construct right behind him. Johnny Brugdale on the outside lane. May have the runoff and corner exit. I mean, interesting to see how these ARCA cars, these Gen 4s handle here at Michigan on a restart. It looks like Johnny Brugg had a little bit of a bobble there coming out of turn 2, allowing Jaden to start pulling away. Michael Nash and the 12 of Grant Fisher side by side going into turn 3. And here comes Jonathan Asper and Jonathan Atkins into the mix. I like what I'm seeing out here so far. We have 2 Dell Junior schemes. One of them is not showing up right. The 17 of Atkins is actually the 8. The only reason, I know Gary, you don't like this, the only reason I don't unclick that is a lot of these schemes look basic, like they don't even have a scheme for a non-pro number on their iRace, and he's using what iRacing gave them. So, oh, Asher getting loose into the wall hard. Oh, and there goes the 8 of Atkins into pit lane. Yellow flag is out. Jonathan Asher got loose, tried to collect it, and just nailed that wall.
Yeah, and it looks like somebody ran over his bumper. I hope that.
Hope it ain't real life and it flats the tire. Let's actually ride on board here with Asher. Something we didn't do with Jess Traub, and let's listen to see what happened here. Ooh. I will give Asher credit. He did a great job keeping up on that wall, and I think he got stuck there. I think he's going to have to tow. Now, I want to go back and see what happened to the 17 of Atkins here, though. Atkins running actually a throwback scheme for senior, or not senior, wow, junior. I don't know if Atkins got loose by himself or if he got loose trying to oh, and he almost got out of that unscathed. I don't know if you've loaded back in, Justin, but watch Atkins in the pit lane. Nailed that entrance right there, that little break in the wall.
Ooh.
Yeah, he almost got out of that unscathed too. Had that little break in the wall not been there, he would have came out of there unscathed.
Yeah, he would have been completely fine. That is very unlucky.
But we do got some takers down pit lane. Brugg choosing to stay out. We'll pull up the pit strategy here in a bit. I think we can pull it up now. It might show. Pull that up. Let's expand it to 14. That's where Nelson is at. And Nelson, the first guy to pit. You see all the other guys who have pitted for damage or maybe even fuel.
And see, this is what I was saying. Jess Traub not getting that quick repair done. Here he is getting some more damage fixed. 772 using his quick repair, and he's out of the pit.
Yeah, and I know when I saw Jess Traub hit earlier, he has some rear damage. That damage in the rear. Are we sure he hasn't used a fast repair? That car looks brand new.
See if he just used it.
I do know he does have a little bit of damage on the right side still, some scrape marks. I'm kind of curious if he did use it. He'd have to catch up.
I'm just watching this pit stop here really quick, watching it back on the tape. He did not.
Wow. Okay, well, they didn't fix that then. You can lose a bumper and still go out there with a brand new car. Man, that's one of the things great about the next gen. If you get involved in a wreck and you don't got that good old 8 minutes required from missing from toe damage, I should say, that car will come out brand new. As long as you don't have engine damage or toe damage, you have 4 minutes of optional damage. Get that 4-minute fix, and you can't even tell the car is involved in a wreck.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That he stayed in that whole time, got that thing fixed, and literally looks brand new. That is wild.
Gonna be curious to see how Nelson does on these newer tires. They haven't ran a lot of laps. Second caution here in lap 10. Caution laps around here are usually, I think they're usually 3 total laps. So only about 4 green flag laps. So I'm wondering if Nelson took tires. Let's look. Nelson pissed off with a 14.4, so he did take tires. Interesting call there by the professor. We go to Barney the flag.
Green flag.
Flag
Green
waiver.
Flag.
Green's out. Brugg gets a good restart. Michael Nash, on the other hand, did not get to jump like Jaden did last time on the restart behind Nelson. The 16 of Williams going to lose a couple spots on that restart. As we go further back in the pack, let's go see how Nelson's doing getting through the field. Nelson restarted P14, already up 3 spots on the backstretch. Nelson looking low on the 3 of Loxon, looking to get back into the top 10 to go into turn 1.
This is a much more relaxed restart this time around. A lot of space between cars.
Yeah, and this is one thing you got to worry about here at Michigan is if you chose not to pit and you're now going to be short on fuel, I think it's still a one-stop race from here. But if you got to stop twice, like someone like maybe Brugg, and he stayed out, that could hurt him in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of want to just kind of go in packs if you can, but how spread out these guys are as well. It's like, who do you really want to roll the dice with right now?
Yeah, and these guys are so spread out, they're really not battling a lot on track. Nelson's still unable to get into that top 10. Where did Nelson go? Oh, no, he is in the top 10. I forget. He's a 79 now.
Yeah, you were just as surprised that his number changed as what I was. I
It-
was like, okay, well.
I'm so used to looking for that 125.
Yep.
Now looking low on the 018 of Hoek. Hoek having a good run so far, up 11 spots from where he started, sitting in that P8 position, battling it out with Benjamin Nelson. Nelson making some quick work. We're 3 laps into this run. He's already gained 6 spots. Looks like we might have a battle brewing back here with Mr. Roy. The 018 of Hoek starting to lose a little bit more spots as Socha gets around and put himself back in the top 10.
Oops, Sochi up into the wall. And somebody's down along the back stretch. Still rolling, but who was that?
I believe it was a 717. He's the last car on the. Actually, he's the last car on the track. I was talking to Jacob before the race, and he was struggling to figure out how these guys were gaining 7/10 on him. Meantime, Johnny Brugg pulling away from the field had the 1.6 second gap over second place of Kendall Kerr.
Yep, and Jacob Black went up into the wall coming out of turn 2. Couldn't get it off and overcorrected a little too hard, and now he's falling back.
I'm almost wondering if that 24 has some engine damage. I know he got all his damage fixed. But he's not really making up a lot of ground. He was running in the top 5 when he did spin. Or top 10, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little, still a little early. Could just be buying some time here right now just to kind of test out the field, but I mean, that is a pretty good possibility. He did take a pretty hard shot.
Another guy having a decent run so far is the 761 of Ortega. He's up 5 spots from where he started, or 4 spots. Oh, I think I could get a closer look at his car. I don't think I can. I don't have zoomed in camera. Yes, I do. It's right here. I love that company. We have some of those in my terminal, and it feels so great after a long day having those fans hit me in the face. Well, we got a good battle brewing here for 5th. Ortega looking to the inside of Fisher, and here comes the 79 of Nelson. Nelson looking to give a 2-for-1 here down the back. Just got a really good run off of turn 2. Nelson making his way back into the top 5. We take a look at last time by. The time, nope, not working. I love it when it does that. Johnny Brooks still pulling away though. And at a place like Michigan, I wonder when a lead is too big and you're burning up your stuff too much. Like, at what point do you start saving your stuff knowing, hey, I got a 2.5 second gap on the guy behind me?
I mean, I'd be asking my spotter right now, all right, like, am I still, like, pulling away from this guy, or is he catching? Honestly, like, a 2-second gap for me would be fine. 1.5 preferred, just kind of keep that nice little window, but if he keeps extending it, yeah, I think he could easily burn his stuff up pretty quick here.
Yeah, because I know me, when I race at tracks like this, if I got a lead like that, I just try to maintain that lead. I do what I need to do to maintain that lead. If the guy starts catching, you know he's going to burn up his stuff, make it up 2 seconds at a track like this. Because 2 seconds at a track like this is pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have some sort of catastrophic failure driving down the backstretch on your own to kind of lose a ton of time. So, I mean, the worst thing you want to do, though, is kind of get out of that line, get out of that rhythm, especially if you're slowing down a little bit, and then you're kind of, the 88 up into the wall a little. That's kind of where you can get lost in the shuffle. So, I mean, if he really wants to see how car's gonna hold up if he's pushing it for a longer stint, especially during a race, maybe it's not too bad to do it early.
Yeah, and going back to that lead, though, he might start pushing a little bit more if he has a new car in that rear view mirror. That's the 79 of Nelson. We all know that these two will put on a show and battle it out tooth and nails. Michael Nash looking low in the 88. The 80's trying to look low in the Kendall Kerr.
We've got a pretty big battle here for.
Ooh, 80 getting a little loose
right
on corner exit.
Ooh. It's getting tight.
Well, we got a good green flag run, and it's been a while since we did a cup race. It's been a couple weeks. We didn't broadcast Sonoma. We did not race last week due to Father's Day. They will be back live this Sunday at Nashville. Unfortunately, I don't get the pleasure of racing that track first, so I'm going to come in there not knowing how the car handles or anything like that. But they get Nashville Super Speedway on Sunday, and the next Monday, Gen 4 is back live, and they're going to New Hampshire. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. I had a tough enough time in next gen there. I don't even want to know what the Gen 4 is like.
Handful.
Yeah, I would guess.
I think is the best term that you can probably just use there. It's just a handful.
Like, the next gen, I had the transmission to help me out. You don't get that in these cars. Granted, they do brake a lot better than the next gens do, but they have so much more power. And with how flat and long the corners are in New Hampshire, you can't plant power at all. Oh, there goes the 60 around.
Yellow flag.
The 88.
I think he got away with it. I don't think Nash hit anything. Rewind it here and watch. Not sure if Nash came down. Let's watch and see what happened here. That's a tough call. That's a slow. I think Nash came down ever so slightly here. Please slow it down. Yeah, Nash is coming down here on 21. The 88's there, and very uncommon mistake there by both 88 and Nash. We don't see him make this type of mistakes very often.
From what it looks like to me, it looks like Nash tried to squeeze between the 21 and the 88, thinking he had room. Thinking the 88 would kind of give him the room. 88 didn't move, and Nash just kept going out and hooked his corner.
Now, Nash did a really good job here. We'll watch on board here, staying out of the wall. Does a really good job of holding that wheel steady and keeping that car out of the wall. No damage there, just some spots lost, and Johnny Brooks probably happy to see that caution.
Yeah, no, that was a really good car control there by Nash. That was a great save.
And pit lanes be one busy place. Everyone's coming down to get some 4 fresh Goodyear. Not my bad, they're not Goodyear. I think they're General tires in this league, in this series with these cars. I think they're General, right? Yep, General tire. Well, we're under caution. I got a question for you. That's probably Ian and everybody. When are they going to update the ARCA cars? Yeah, your reaction the same as mine. I've been wanting it for a while. I've been wanting a new ARCA car for a while. I mean, for the most part, I've been starting to watch ARCA a lot this season. I think they're all Yodas except for a couple Fords and 1 or 2 Chevys. Like,
I mean, it's a tough call. I mean, the thing is, if they do that, then you're kind of putting out a car for another repurchase.
Well,
which would then technically take the Gen 4 model out because the ARCA model would have been legacied, and then you'd have to make another separate purchase for this.
Hear me out here, right? ARCA was a free car, correct? I've been on iRacing too dang long to remember. I'm almost positive ARCA was a free car. Why not? I believe it was. Anyways, why not just...
I'll find out.
Why not just update the ARCA car, but keep the Gen 4, the legacy ARCA? I think that's the best way they can do it. That way we can still have the Gen 4 series, and it's a different car than the ARCA car is. That's just my opinion on it. Brugg for the win, says Lucille Bowen. Almost called it Brown. Yeah, Brugg does look strong, but Nelson's been itching to get a win here in the Gen 4 series. He goes out there and he dominates the Cup Series. Has yet to collect that checker flag here in the Gen 4 series this season. Johnny Brugg has won 3 of them. Let me look at this real quick. Johnny Brugg has won 3. I know that for sure because he won 3 in a row. He kicked off the season with 3 wins. Mark Herzog got to win, and I forgot who won last week. That's right, Atkins won last week. So Nelson still without that win. Pacer's going to pull off. We'll go to our Barney cam here. Brugg, Nelson, your front row. Green flag is out. And Brugg was a great restart there. Getting that gap on Nelson to get that high side as they row through 1 and 2. Kendall Kerr looking to make a move on Jaden Constark for P3. These guys battle out. Let's go further back in the pack. Let's go watch Michael Nash, who was involved in that last caution. Didn't get shuffled too far back because he's currently running in 8th. Did you find out, Justin?
Still trying to find the answer to that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I think it was free. I think the first time I had to buy a car is when I got to C-Class. I had to buy the trucks.
You might be right. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I feel like I paid for it. I don't know why, but I feel like I did.
Well, how long you been iRacing for?
Hold on a second. 9 months.
You're lying. 9 months.
Yeah, 9 months.
Oh, Lord.
Why?
You're too fast for 9 months. You're lying.
No, I'm dead serious. I've only been racing for 9 months.
9 months in your main account. Okay, I got it.
No.
You got 2 accounts. Don't lie.
I bought my racing wheel that day. That was the day that I bought my racing wheel. Was August 21st, 2022.
So when I started iRacing, right, back in 2021, I was still in a league on NASCAR Heat 5, and so I was literally racing NASCAR Heat 5 Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then league racing Monday on iRacing. That is the hardest transition I've ever done. Like, I can't touch Heat 5 no more. It is so hard.
I done the same thing. Like I played Heat 5, and then I got my wheel, and I was just strictly doing iRacing, and like I just focused on oval. Like I don't mind doing like road racing and stuff, but like I just enjoy racing oval so much more, and it's because I grew up playing it, right? Like I had,
121 almost into the wall. Sosha having some problems. That was a close call.
I just realized that I was still watching the pit stop there from trying to figure out if they were General Tires or not.
Amateurs.
I had a real nice solid view of just General Tires.
Oh, 822, Craig Martin into the wall. Hard, too. Let's go back and see what can't happen here. See what happened to Craig. Oh, Concert had issues, too. We missed that. What happened here to Jaden? We're still in green flag. Let's go back and see what happened to Jaden here.
And Craig Martin as well.
Jaden pancakes that wall coming out of 2. Craig. Oh, Craig. There was a car there, buddy. I think Craig thought Consark was a little bit higher, and he put Consark back into the wall. And Craig just gets stuck in that wall and just has to ride it.
Yeah, I think Craig overcorrected for... who was that just in front of him there? Because 2 guys went super low because the 88 went into the wall. The 60, I think... No, not the 60. Who was that? I think he thought the 761 was coming up too quick, so he tried to go around them, but... Just like you said, there's a... Can't park there. There's a car there.
But in the meantime, Mr. Michael Nash has made a pretty good recovery from that spin as already made his way back up into P3 as Johnny Brugg with a 2.5-second gap on the Professor. Rocket Man showing us why he has the nickname Rocket, as his car has been a rocket all day long. So
I don't see him honestly really getting caught up to. Honestly, right now, I mean, he's been really consistent, especially after the green pits.
One thing I've seen really all season long. Oh, if caution comes out, not what I want to see. Jaden Constark having issues yet again. I'll get back to my thought here in a second. Let's go see what happened to Jaden. Oh, the 018 just got loose. Ooh. So going back to what I was trying to say, one thing I've noticed all season long, Brog will get to a good lead and Nelson will catch him. Speaking of that, let's actually... Who do you want to talk to, Brugg or Nelson? Let's pull one of them down.
Let's bring Brugg in.
Brugg in? Alright. Let's see. We'll talk to Brugg. Mr. Rocketman, Isaac, and Justin in the booth. You got a copy?
Got you loud and clear. How's it going?
Hey, man, what's going on? So I was talking about, you know, you've won 3 races here tonight. You got Nelson in your rearview mirror. But one of the things we have seen all season long is you get that short, medium run speed, but Nelson catches you on the long run. You think you can hold Nelson off in that long run?
It'll be hard tonight. It's like the car is feeling weird on the long run. You got to kind of try and put it on the right front. I'm experimenting right now, trying different stuff. So I don't know if I have anything for him on the long run, but it doesn't seem that burning your stuff up early on is
Ooh, locks and staying out.
detrimental.
So one of the things we were talking about here in the booth during the race, we were wondering, when you get out to the lead you have, do you try to maintain that gap, or you try to build as big of a gap as you can?
Honestly, I wasn't even trying to build that gap. I was trying to be smooth and easy on the tires, and I just try and match pace that where I can go as fast as I can without like absolutely cooking my tires, and try to be smooth on it. And it just happened to pull away. I think a lot of these guys are struggling with the handling issues. I think I just had a little bit better grasp on it that first run, but a lot of these guys are catching up now and figuring it out.
Did you beat him out? Yeah, you beat him out. All right, man. Well, you got
barely.
You got 3 on the season, looking for win number 4. Good luck here tonight, man.
Thank you.
Oh, so Loxton stays out and Kerr stays out. Interesting call there. As let's pull up our pit strategy here. Stint length. They're on 11 lap old tires. A very interesting strategy there. And these aren't like the next chance to where, you know, some of the tracks, the longer you go, the better your car gets. These Gen 4s, that 11 laps, you're going to be really slow.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if the guys started to feel that fall off that we were kind of talking about, especially because they were pushing. So wondering if guys weren't feeling too comfortable on that long run, especially after he set how the cars were handling on those stints.
So one thing I was going to mention, we're under caution here. You had talked about road race and stuff like that. I actually got me an F1 wheel, and you would be amazed on how much of a difference that makes when you're road course racing. It makes such a big difference. It's not even funny.
Oh yeah, no, like it's a completely just.
I didn't
like,
think it would.
Just different, like side to side grip, right? Like it's so different because your hands are just
what
in,
it
like,
really
with
is
these, it's odd.
is when you're holding it, right, where your thumbs go, right, it's harder to get the car to break loose because it feels like you have a more sturdier grip on the steering wheel the way it's built. I never thought it'd make a big difference. I got it, just like, okay, I'm gonna get it. I do road course race a lot. I do a lot of endurance races. I just did 2 6-hour races this weekend. Unfortunately, that came in Sunday. So I was out there playing with it in LP3s, and I'm like, my first lap out, I was almost a half a second quicker, and I'm like, all I did is change the shape of my wheel. I already got me a direct drive. What in the world?
Yeah, like I said, like I really wanted to get a direct drive so I could do that to swap out, but I just
Moza.
ended up going with the
Moza, buddy.
G. I think it's the 927, I think, or the newer one.
Ugh.
Not the newest one, but
The 927. Do you got True Force or no?
yeah, the True Force one.
You had the 923 then. You had what I had.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's a
so,
good
like,
wheel. I liked it, but I had to go to direct drive just to say I have one. It doesn't. It was an adjustment. I never thought it'd be as big as an adjustment it was. It took me some time to get used to it.
Well, yeah, because you have so much more control over it, just like these drivers will at the drop of the green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
Barney waving that green flag, locks it off to a good start. Brugg right behind him. Nelson right behind Brugg. Nelson must have made a pretty big move on that restart. He did start outside behind Kendall Kerr. That shows you right there what new tires does. Brugg flying right by the 3 locks and longs to 79 of Nelson. And here comes Michael Nash looking to make up some spots.
Yep, he literally gave him his line. He's been running that line all day, and like just pulling away.
How about this? Look at
Falling back.
who was that? The 761 of Ortega, sending it on the outside. I believe he made up like 3 spots in one corner.
Yeah, he's all the way up to 4th.
And
Looking to take 3rd here.
And how about this? Here's another guy we have really not talked a lot about here tonight. Roy Hyde up 12 spots from where he started, running in that 6th position. If they were finished where they're at now, unfortunately, he would not get the biggest mover. Mr. Ghost is up 13 spots, looking to click off another one here. He's looking to the outside of Christian Loxton, rolling to 3 and 4. Now looking to the inside.
And these are the kind of moves he's been making all night too. Running that inside, getting a really quick run up. Takes a little bit of his momentum off the top, and here we go.
Yeah, Christian just lost 3 spots in that corner. Goats, Williams, and Constark all getting around as Williams now looking to the inside of Goats here, rolling into 3 and 4. We got a battle for lead. We'll go to that here in a second as we watch these guys battle it out for 7th. But going back to the whole direct drive thing, is the biggest adjustment I had to make is you feel every bump in the track. And I had to learn how to not want to. So, like, for example, you roll through a corner, right? And the wheel kind of, like, wiggle right a little bit because you're hitting a bump. I'm so used to every time a wheel turned right, I had to adjust for it. Oh, Ghost getting loose off of turn 2. So I was so used to every time, oh, I'm turning right. Okay, I got it correct. I had to basically teach myself when it's turning right, it's just the track bumps. I had to learn how to keep my wheel steady. And that's a big adjustment to make when you race 2 years on a gear-driven wheel.
Yeah, see, like I kind of wish that my first wheel was a direct drive, just because like I would love to be able to feel like all that like feedback, so I can like learn the tracks a bit better, I guess, in a way. But like I said, for what I'm doing and only just getting into it, I'm perfectly content with what I have right now. Only thing I really wish I had was maybe better feedback on the pedals, but I mean that's about it for me.
I was about to say. So I started iRacing in February 2021. I got my pedals, my V3s, that August. That was a bigger change in how I race and get the wheel was. The wheel was just really more feel and a little bit more force to it, which feels nice. You feel more stable. But pedals, made a huge difference. If you're watching and you want to upgrade your equipment, do pedals first. If you can't afford both the wheel and pedals, go with pedals. And from what I heard, talking to people, don't get the cheaper ones because they don't have the same effect as like my V3s do.
Yeah, you definitely want to look. I always kind of tell people, like, you know, if you're looking to upgrade something and you're not 100% sure, go with the midline. Don't go with your bottom end stuff, because that's where you kind of get caught of, well, they're better than my other new one or old ones technically, but are you really? Like, go with a midline, something, test it out. If you like it, great. Then
So,
save up for like a better set.
Yeah, and going off of that, I got the R9 Moza. My buddy got the R5, and he wishes he would have got the R9 because it just doesn't have enough force feedback that he wants. It has a good amount, but he wants more. Me, I'm not even. When I run my R9, I'm at 70% of what it can do. And
yeah, and I mean, like that, and for a lot of us, I mean, that's really all we need, right? I mean, something is better than none. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's better to have more of something and know you can tone it back than not having enough and you can't do anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been there. I mean, I got lucky. I won my V3s in a raffle. I paid $25 and I won $300 pedals. Well, they were $300 back then.
Yeah. You need the engine power through the wheel. Do you have that for your direct drive?
I do. I can turn it on. It's just I choose not to. I race everything: oval, dirt road. I don't like switching on and off when I race dirt, so I just keep it off. When I have it on when I race dirt, it vibrates like no other. I don't like it.
Gotcha.
Same with my pedals. I turn the throttle vibration off my pedals. When I'm racing dirt, it just vibrates left and right. My brake still vibrates though for me.
Okay, I gotcha.
But bro,
Yeah, see, that's what I would love to have, is like just a little bit of force feedback in my brake, because then I know, like, if I'm actually locking up or anything, like, I just being able to feel anything is just so much better. You're able to learn the car and track so much better.
I mean, if feel's one thing you're really looking for, the cheapest thing you can get for feel is a butt kicker. Oh, I'm serious. If feels one thing you really want more than anything else, a butt kicker, because that will vibrate when you know, kind of like how my pedals do.
Yeah.
But going back to the race, that gap was. We're boring, you guys. I know. Find some stuff to talk about any long green flag runs, but Brugg, Nelson was within 2/10. That gap has increased to 5 to 6/10, depending on where they're at on track. As my last lap times may not be working, but I know what is. Let's go ahead and pull up our... Oh, wrong one. This one. There we go. Pull that up, show you who's fast in what sector. Nelson gained a 10th, but lost in a 10th and a half last time by. This time by Sector 1, Nelson gaining 3/100ths of a second. And for those watching at home, don't know what sectors is, at oval is basically Sector 1's middle of the backstretch. Sector 2 is start-finish line. When you go road course racing, it's split up into different sectors. I don't know how to describe them. It's different every road course. That time by, Nelson actually having a quicker lap, 7/100ths quicker. Nelson starting to close that gap, now down to a 4. And Nelson had a really bad entry into 1. Let's see if he can make up the ground coming off of the corner, and he does. That gap going to a 3.9, 3.8 down the backstretch. Almost a 10th quicker in Sector 1. Nelson starting to figure this track out. He's a little bit slower in corner entry, but he makes up all that ground plus some on exit. Johnny Brugg getting a little bit loose off of turn 4.
He is making up a
lot
of
yes.
ground on Johnny right now. He might take him at a 2.
Wow, that lap alone, 3/10 quicker for Nelson. The question is, can he get by Brugg on these older tires? They are already on lap 14 here on these tires.
Just like I said, he might get him off at 2. He's really close.
He's right there at that bumper. One thing about Nelson is he's either leading the whole race or he is sneaking up to the leader late race when we haven't seen this speed out of Nelson all race long, but Here with about 27 to go, he's in position. Losing a little bit there on sector 2.
If I'm in Nelson's position right here, because this is what I do a lot, if I'm catching fast on somebody, I stay right in that window to make them kind of overdrive the line, make them make the mistake, make them overdrive their car, and you just scoot right on by. And I think that's what Nelson's sizing up here.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that, what you're saying. Johnny Brug's not someone you can really force into a mistake. Or even going down the front stretch, Brug led that time by, but Nelson's there on the inside. What's he going to do here? They roll through 1 and 2.
So yeah, and see, here we go. Johnny up, way up the track, almost hitting the wall there, honestly. That's what I mean. He got him out of his line.
Oh, he got into the wall there down the backstretch. You'll lose a lot of time to Nelson here.
See? What did I tell you? He got in his head. He knew that he had that gap. He saw him catch the gap, left the gap again, caught him, let him run. There was the mistake.
That's when it's Nelson in the 79. This is
that's what I was trying to
race.
segue into, that brand new 79 number as of tonight.
Hey,
Nelson.
Don't you got that SARS juice going tonight? Or whatever you call it?
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me.
And New Way saying
sorry,
you need.
I have a little bit of a sore throat, so like it kind of caught me off guard there for a second.
You need engine power through the wheel. Yeah, I like it. It's just I don't like switching it on and off. And sometimes I'll forget too. So I'll get into a dirt race and I'll be struggling all race long because it's on.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about the sponsorship that we had on the last race. For any of you that's not aware, it was Gary's Giddy Up drink, new Sarge flavor. See, he's on vacation, and what he forgot was to leave behind a good enough supply.
Gary, how could
for,
you?
Like, the next what, 8 to 10 months. So I mean, we're basically cooked. I'm gonna be cooked up here in the booth with no Garrett Giddy Up drink here. Like I'm gonna get cooked.
Hey
so,
man, if you need a replacement for that, Coors Light's a pretty good choice.
Can't say what I want to say, but anyway, we're just gonna move on from that. Horse racing is a wild thing, right? And here's the thing. Horse racing is a wild... I can understand why people drink Coors Light. Anyway, we are also used to seeing the professor running away in the 125 as he is now pulling away.
You know what it is, right? He's all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah, jacked up on Mountain Dew. I think I figured out what he's using for fuel for...
Speaking of his...
I think it might be Gary's Giddy Up drink. I'm not going to lie to you.
Speaking of his new paint, let's get a zoomed-in view on that really nice paint scheme he has. I love the colors on it. I wish the red would be a little bit lighter, but it looks really nice. That nice 9 Everham Racing. It looks really good.
Yeah, I would agree. A little bit of a tiny bit of a brighter red. Maybe toss some white in there for accent lines, and that's looking real nice to me.
Now, the one thing I'm noticing is, does Nash have his twin out there tonight? I haven't seen it. Who was his twin?
Which one, sorry?
Nash
is Dixie.
Yes, who was his twin? Remember he had a twin, like the last 2 races, he had a twin.
Yeah. I don't remember. I do know what you're talking about, though.
Well, while we got a long green flag run, let's go ahead and take a close-up view on all these paint schemes. Let's go numerical order here. TJ Warren running a nice scheme. Also, I know Loxton's not in the race no more, but he's also running an Everham 3, which looks pretty cool. We got the 12, running a good old Ryan Newman scheme, way back in his early days.
No, the 3 actually just stopped on pit road and took tires.
I like what Williams did here. If you watch a lot of dirt racing, the way he has his numbers, They do that a lot in dirt racing. They either put their name in the number or like, so for example, they'll have the one spelled out inside the one. So I like what he did there. A little bit of dirt racing with that one. 17th out of the race. 018 running a nice looking Java monster scheme. Not my preferred energy drink, but hey, got the 21. Pretty sure that scheme was ran sometime. Lucas Oil.
Yeah.
Jess Traub's throwing it back to Jeff Gordon back when he ran the Pepsi scheme.
I was so choked when Jess got this number for his number change, because I was like, I love Jeff Gordon. It's actually a number that I wear for like sports and stuff. And I can't find any good Bowman schemes. I don't know what it is, but they didn't have like barely any paints for them. I'm like, well, I guess I got to go Jimmy paints this year. That's what I've been running.
The 69 of Joshua Corner. I like the way that Bass Pro scheme looks. It's actually really cool.
Like that camo trim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That trim on the bottom looks really nice.
Yeah, and the camo
we
camo
got
lettering and stuff.
Hager's on pit lanes. We're looking at paint. Nelson down pit lane. Ortega, Nash, Constark all coming in this time by.
Yeah, so the 3 kicked off all those pit stops there the couple laps previous, and here we go. Here's the flood.
Remember, not Constark, Loxton stayed out under the last caution. So we got the 8 running a good old Dell Jr. 88 scheme. Those I just don't think has a paint scheme on his car yet. That's a neat little core scheme Ghost has. I think it's a throwback scheme. I might be wrong on that. I like the wheel color. The wheel color matches it too. I love that.
Yeah, that gold. That's a really nice scheme there.
I will say this: I'm loving all the Dodge Chargers I'm seeing out on track. Roy High, someone we've talked about a little bit here tonight, running fairly well. Was running in the top 5 before he came to pit lane. Running a Pure Blood scheme. I don't even know what company that is. Jacob Black hasn't got a paint scheme for his car yet. Oh, we're 10761 scheme. Good company. it's a legit company. It's a legit company. Those fans are huge.
For like a very brief second, especially from like a distance, I thought it was like a UPS logo. I was like, wait, no, it's not.
Johnny Burke coming down this time. But so if you guys aren't familiar with the fans, those fans, each blade is like 8 or 9 feet long. And when you have those things on high, oh, it feels so good after a long day at work. But Johnny Brugg pitting in a couple laps after Nelson, as that's going to cost him quite a bit of time. That gap was about 3 seconds, and it's already gone above 3 seconds, and Brugg's not even back on track yet. He might lose the spot to Kendall Kerr here. Maybe. I'll be careful with that blue line there. And that's another thing we haven't talked about here at Michigan yet. Michigan and Auto Club have the most sensitive pit penalties coming out of pit lane. Like, you get a sliver outside of that blue or on that yellow, it black flags you. It's so annoying.
Yeah, I can't confirm. The last time that I was there, it turns out that I lost an eyelash somehow out of my helmet and landed on the yellow basically as I was driving by, and they black flagged me for it.
So I say that because I was in a playoff race, and so we went green, and it was at Auto Club in Xfinity. We went green. I was like, okay, I can make it on 2 stops. Everyone else was on 3-stop strategy. I can do 2. So I go in for my first stop, and I'm talking my front wheel was not even an inch over the blue line on the yellow, which you can do at a lot of tracks. You can kind of cut that exit, right? So it black flags me. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll go in, I'll serve my penalty as I'm pitting for a 3rd time like everybody else will be. I go out and do it again. I was like, are you kidding me? I'll F4. Like, I had to go cool down for a second. I was so mad.
Yeah, that's rough. I've had a couple of those where I'm like, I'm running really good, and then I have to come in for a pit stop, and I get like a stupid black flag for something, and it just takes me completely out of the race. I'm like, well, okay.
I will say this though, I think all Nelson needed was a new number, a new sponsor to see the Benjamin Nelson of old kind of putting on a performance we're used to seeing in not trucks. Wow, there it is, Cup, as usually we see Nelson with a big lead, as this is the biggest gap we have seen so far here in the Gen 4 series through 6 races. I mean, it took us 6 races. If this stays green, it took us 6 races to get a lead, a gap for the lead over half a second. And it's crazy to think up till this point, the second largest margin of victory was at a super speedway.
Yeah, and I mean, like I was looking at the results to, like the standings, just before this race, and I was actually shocked that Nelson hasn't even won yet in Gen 4, which is mind-boggling to me.
No, but you know what he's done? He has done, finished under a tenth of a second twice to this one car, Johnny Brugg.
Yeah, I know, but like it's still wild to see, like, not on a scorecard, like anything in the win column for Nelson yet.
You know, going back to Nelson, I haven't broadcast since I did this. So I had a playoff race coming up at Sonoma. They usually follow the same schedule NASCAR does, like we do in the Cup Series. So I hit Nelson up like, yo man, I need some help. I can't figure this track out. So he goes out there and he starts putting these blistering times, and I put in chat like, I'm sorry in advance. I gave him practice he didn't need. So I haven't looked at the race results for Sonoma, but I'm guessing Nelson blew the field away. But I like the fact that Nelson took time out of his day late at night to come hop in a next gen with me in a session and kind of teach me the ropes. You know, he really didn't say what he was doing. Just watching how he was running the track, learned so much. Like, in that practice session alone, I dropped 2 seconds, and I went out there and practiced some more by myself, and I was running a 1:15.7 by the time I was done.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I saw you guys in there, and I almost bought the track to come in because I saw that you guys were doing that, and I was real close. I just didn't pull the trigger on it.
The funny thing is,
no, that's awesome.
Is I cannot stand road courses, but statistically in league races, they are my best. I do the best. I don't know what it is. I don't like them. I don't like doing them. But statistically, I usually get a top 10, top 5. What really frustrates me is, I don't know if you race Sonoma or if you've raced road courses the next gens. If you have, you should know, don't take tires because the tire model's broken on them. I pitted with 8 to go and took 4 tires and threw my whole race away. I was running 4th at the time and I ended up finishing 6th. I was so mad at myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, it's racing, man. Like, that shit happens, man. Sometimes it's way of the road. Way of the road. To answer your question on who won that Cup race, yeah, it was Ben, and he posted a 1:14.9.
Oh my god! Wow. I'm sorry to everyone in that race. I gave him practice he didn't need. Oh, we got 9 to go here. Nelson with a 6, almost 7-second gap on Brugg. Not the grudge match we were expecting to see. These guys have been running really close all season long, but Nelson later on in the late stages of the race has figured this track out. And unless we see that word I will not say happen, Nelson got this in the bag.
Yeah.
Last time I said that word, after I said that word, it happened. So I will not say the word.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, ever since he kind of pushed, it seemed like Johnny was pushing to kind of stay ahead of him, and ever since then, he's just been pulling away.
Yeah, and Roy Hyde, going to him real quick, up 14 spots. He is currently your biggest mover. Was sitting in 3rd. As I switched to him, he got passed by Ortega. Ortega into the top 3. I think for the first time tonight, maybe the second, as Michael Nash, who we've seen in the top 3 most tonight, struggling to make up that gap. He has 8 laps to do it. He's only about a second behind the 761. It's going to be interesting to see if we see the 60 car on the podium. As Roy was getting loose there off of turn 4. Allowing, keep almost wanting to call him Kevin Nash. Michael Nash can catch up.
Oh no, here comes the diesel.
I told Michael, I was like, if I make you a Kevin Nash paint scheme while you're running, he's like, I don't even know who that is. They're probably not. I'm like, oh man, come on. When he gets around the 305 for P4.
Next time you ask him, you'll be like, can I make you a diesel paint scheme?
Let's show this battle for P3 as Ortega was a 10th.5 quicker in Sector 1, partially due to the fact Nash was getting around Hyde. And there it is, Sector 2, Nash 2/10 quicker. That gap under a second, 6 laps to go. Michael might just have enough time to squeeze himself into a podium finish here tonight. Rolling on the backstretch.
Down to the last 5.
Yeah,
5 laps.
Going on the backstretch, Ortega losing another 10th to Nash. And Nash is running that Kyle Larson line all the way up to the wall. For those at home that don't understand what I'm saying, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, and I think that's really about it. They have been known to really run that wall all the way around the track. I don't know how they do it.
I hate running the high line. I'm more of like a mid-high-ish. I tend to go a little low too, but to run that close to the wall, no chance I'd be able to do that.
For me, it depends. Tracks like here, Auto Club, Homestead, I'm highline. Tracks like Charlotte, Vegas, Texas, no, give me that low line. I don't like touching on high line. I know there's a way to do it faster. I just don't like it. Especially at a turn 4 at Charlotte, do not put me up high. No, thank you.
Actually, no, that's a lie. I like Bristol's high line. That's a lie. I do
Well,
run
that's because
Bristol high.
that's the racing line there.
I know, but still, I could still run high there, man. Come on now.
But Nash was making up ground. Ortega now starting to lose a little bit. Lost about a half a second last time by. This time by gaining a little bit back in Sector 1. He had 3 laps to make up a 1.1 second gap on Ortega. Unless Ortega makes a mistake. I think Ortega got himself locked in. Mitchell Williams having issues going off track.
See if we stay yellow here. Being yellow. Stay green.
Let's go back and see what happened to the 16 machine. Was running pretty good. Oh my gosh. I think he barely missed that those barrels coming to pit lane. Let's watch it here. Oh. Holy cow. You don't get closer than that. Oh my goodness. Slow it down here. Wow. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. I don't know if Mitchell realized how close he just came to certain death. That was insane. Back live, 1 to go, or 2 to go. Nelson with a 7-second gap over Johnny Brugg as Ortega got P3 locked in as long as he's able to keep that car clean. They roll through 3 and 4 here, coming to the white flag. White flag is out. Nelson was a 7-second gap. That was, oh my goodness.
So here's the thing, right? Trying to really get a good grasp of how close that was. I'm working on it. It's just that this, the camera is kind of,
Checker flag will fly. And Benjamin Nelson getting his first win here in the Gen 4 series. Took him 6 races to do it. I think he's had 3 second place finishes. And he finally gets that checker flag. Johnny Brugg gets his 5th straight podium finish. And Mr. Ortega coming in P3. We'll have to talk to Williams about his races. That was close. I'll have to screenshot that, put it in Discord.
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
That was insane. Benjamin Nelson gonna burn it down, something we're used to seeing in Cup. Gonna be seeing it the first time here in Gen 4, and hopefully he parks it in victory lane down there by the wall. A lot of people don't, but I like it when people do. Yeah, Ian parking victory lane. That's my man right there. Oh, you use some burnouts in victory lane. Hell yeah. That was close. Holy cow.
I don't understand how, like, not like maybe by a 16th of an inch.
I don't even think it's that, dude. I don't even think you could fit the width of the ruler, like the metal piece of the ruler itself, in between him and the wall.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that was
Insanely
wild.
close. We'll wait for one more to get into podium finishers. I might need to tag him. We might just. Oh my gosh. Yo.
Excuse me.
We'll go in reverse order here, since we're still waiting for Ortega to join podium finishers. I'm going to bring up the professor, Benjamin Nelson. What is going on, Ben?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, man, I don't know what you did, not even the second half, to like the last third of that race. What did you figure out there to have that speed?
Honestly, a lot of it was just not overheating the right rear or the right front, I guess. But low entry and exit helped a lot. So a little bit like a mile and a half the way I would run those, like Atlanta and Charlotte, but obviously modified to Michigan.
So, I mean, I gotta ask you, man, was it the track, or was it that new sponsor that finally got you in that victory lane?
I guess it's the new sponsor because I have not liked Michigan in the past, but mainly because of other vehicles, not necessarily this. I've never raced this here. This was the first time. So this was a lot more fun, more of like what I would want this track to be. But normally with other cars, it's like draft locked and it's really annoying. But this was much better.
All right, man. Well, it took you 6 races. We're used to seeing you in victory lane and cup. Man, I gotta ask you, what's been the main struggle compared to the cup here in the Gen 4 series for you?
Strategy. I either on track strategy, like trying to do different things with the tire saving or whatever like that, on track like my own driving, and then the tire strategy keeps messing me up. Like I keep messing up what to do where, and I'm messing myself up most of the time. So it's really all it is. I'm just killing my own race by picking the wrong strategy, really.
Yeah, and another thing I meant to ask you, I think the second caution we saw you pit just on really 4 or 5 lap green flag tires. What was the strategy there? Were you feeling like you needed new tires? Felt like you roasted that right rear too much? Or were you just trying to do something a little bit different to maybe gain some speed?
Well, I got beat doing that on other tracks in this car. So that I got beat by seconds by someone pitting after like 3 laps. So I was like, okay, well, we'll try it. I think if that run went long, I would have got back to Johnny, but I don't know if I would have passed him. But it was at least going to work itself out if we had gone long enough to pit. But otherwise, it was just a loss because the runs aren't very long.
All right, man. Congrats on finally collecting that Gen 4 win. We go to New Hampshire next week in these cars, and talking through that as I did not have fun in the next gens there.
Well, I got to be honest, I haven't raced at New Hampshire in years in anything. So that's going to be fun. I think the last car I raced there was probably the Gen 6 in like 2020 or something. It's been so long.
Hey, man, I might just give you some unneeded practice like I did for Sonoma.
Yeah, that was useful. That was useful.
All right, man. Congrats on collecting the win, and look forward to seeing you back up here next week in New Hampshire.
Thank you.
All right, next we're pulling our second place finisher, Mr. Rocket Man, Johnny Brugg. Wasn't quite the grudge match we were wanting to see between you and Nelson, as you guys have been putting it door-banging all season long, man. What happened the second half of that race?
Yeah, we weren't able to give you that super close finish tonight that we've been giving everyone and in the broadcast. But I was that start of that green flag run, I had figured out like to specifically try and put the car on the right front to get it off the right rear was the move. But I did it. I got too aggressive with it, killed the right front, and then I started killing the right rear again because I was trying to get the car back on the right rear. But and once I did that, Ben took off, and then his pit strategy got him a little extra time too. And I only took 2 tires there at the end, but it is what it is. It was a fun race. I'll walk away with P2. Not a bad points race. I would have loved to win this one. It's my home track, but overall good race.
Yeah, man. Well, you ran 5 races out of the 6, finished second or better in all 5. We go to New Hampshire next, as I was mentioning to Nelson. I just got done racing there next week, or yesterday. Did not have fun there, and so I'm kind of curious how these cars are going to handle at a very flat track with very long corners.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I haven't even ran a single lap in New Hampshire in probably 2 years, to be
That's
honest.
what
So
Nelson just said.
yeah, it's been a while. I feel like the official series don't ever go there. Leagues don't often put it on the schedule, but it'll be interesting. I'm not normally a huge fan of flat tracks. I like banking and lots of it, but we'll see what we can do.
All right, man. Well, good luck next week at New Hampshire, and look forward to seeing you back up here.
Thank you, and thanks for the broadcast.
No problem, and got the blinkiness fixed, so enjoy rewatching it.
Oh, beautiful, nice.
Yep.
We need to put in a new request for Sarge's new drink, by the way. Who's running a little
That's still
dry
a
out
running
there.
joke going on.
Yeah, it's Justin's joke. Yeah, it's too dang funny. All right, man.
All right, boys,
Congrats
have
on
a good
that
night.
P2.
Thank you.
All right, next let's bring in Mr. Ortega. I have no idea how to pronounce your first name. So first off, how do you say that first name?
Okay, so the first name, I think I put it in the name pronunciation channel, but my real first name is Alexander Ortega. That's my name.
Okay.
iRacing, I think like 2.5 months ago as like a birthday gift. So it was under one of my parents' names, and it has been, and I haven't had a chance to go and change it yet.
You mean
So-
to tell me you've been iRacing for 2.5 months and you just got P3 in your first race here in the league?
Yeah, I don't know where I pulled that off from. I came into this kind of blind because one of my friends races in here, and he had recommended it to me. So I'm like, I've been sitting here kind of waiting. I was like, okay, I have Michigan. Why not try it? So I just kind of, finish in the top 10 was my hope, but
Well, I mean, in that case, man, that's one hell of a job getting P3. Was a lot of really fast guys out here. Consturk, Nash, Traub. To beat them out is pretty good on your first race here in No Toad. Don't know if we're going to see you in New Hampshire. You haven't had iRacing very long, so you can't really tell us how you think you'll do there. But hopefully you end up doing well there if we do see you out there. And just know, New Hampshire, it's a whole different experience.
as one would say. It's a whole new world.
That should be your theme song next week. Started off.
Don't tempt me.
Well, I don't know if you still hear Mr. Ortega, but congrats on that P3. Fast all night long, really top 10 all night long, and you're able to get some pit strategy workout for you there and end up in the podium. I think we lost him.
I think we have.
All right. Well,
Now, see, he's on the service for a couple of months, and here you were shocked that I was where I am 9 months. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, that will be it for tonight's broadcast. First race we've had. It took us 6 races to have. Can't really call it a blowout. I mean, it was 7 seconds. Here at Michigan, 7 seconds really isn't that much. I think it's about a corner, or yeah, half a corner, something like that. So pretty good competitive race for the majority of it. Towards the last 25 laps or so, Nelson started pulling away. But we go to New Hampshire next week, and I predict quite a bit of caution just how loose that track is and how hard that track is to drive. For those of you watching that have never raced it before, don't be surprised you see a lot of guys running middle to high, because the white line is not the lane to go there at New Hampshire. But these guys go to New Hampshire next week, and then, like I said, Sunday, Cup Series will be back live at Nashville Super Speedway. Kind of a hybrid track. It has a short track feel with 1.5-mile speeds. So it's going to be an interesting race there, as everyone's going to have to adjust their braking points and really save